Hello everyone, this is Salah and you are watching tutorials on JavaScript. So in the previous part, you learned how to create variables in JavaScript. And here in this part, you will be learning how to rightly name variables in JavaScript, right? So JavaScript has some naming rules. And whenever you name your variable, you have to take these rules into consideration. There are 3 rules you need to follow and you can see them on the screen, right? The rule number 1 is you are not allowed to put space in variable name. Like here in the example, you say I put a space between the name on purpose. So this space in the name is not allowed, and this line of code will give you an error. And this is the right way to name your variable, right? No space. Now the rule number 2 is you are not allowed to begin variable name with a number. Like in the example, you can see the name begins with a number. So this line of code will also give you an error, right? And the rule number 3 is your name can only have letters, number, underscore, and dollar sign. Like here, I put a single quote around the name. So the single quote character, as per language rule, is not allowed in variable names. So this is wrong, and it will give an error, right? So these 3 are language naming rule you need to be careful of whenever you name your variables, right? Now, beside these naming rules, we have some naming conventions. Naming conventions are used to improve code readability, and there are several naming conventions. You can read about them on the internet, but two most commonly used conventions that we are gonna use in our programming are called Pascal and Camel. So if you write a name that consists of more than one word, you will either use Pascal or Camel. So in Pascal, we actually capitalize first letter of every word. And here you see the example, right? So the first letter of every word is capitalized. And in the Camel convention, we left the first word in small letters, as you can see here, and then capitalize the first letter of every word that we have in the name, right? And a very common practice is programmers use Camel convention for naming variables and use Pascal for naming functions, methods, classes, and so on. So we will also follow this practice and we use Camel for variable names, right? So that was all about how do we name variable in JavaScript. I will see you in the next part, and thanks for watching.